I think worshiping someone who condones any of those things is also evil.
Why do you think God destroyed the city of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Because he was evil.
Exactly. So why did he do that? Okay, don't you think there were some innocent people
He said exactly.
Another lovely day, another lovely BBD for you. Welcome to Bad Bible Debates. I'm Mezzo. Joel is almost done with his graffiti. He's just outside the studio here doing some kind of lovely graffiti. I can't quite tell. It's hard to see. I'm looking out the window. Hey, Joel, that's looking really good.
I'm trying to focus.
No, I'm just saying I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. It's really good. I can't tell what it says, but it is very nice. He'll be back shortly. In the meantime, our first clip is another with our good friend Thinker. Be sure to follow her on YouTube at ArchThinker or on TikTok at ngrowth. Her name's Thinker. You'll find her. In this clip, we really got into some morality with the guest and whether or not you should light someone on fire for crimes. Are you a Christian?
I was a Christian. I still believe in a higher power. I still believe that maybe they'll get a point where
Hindu?
I don't. No, not Hindu. No, I just
you're
believe
Muslim.
there is something bigger than humanity, and he made everything with precision.
He's a he?
I call him he because that's my language. But I would say God is dual in God.
Joel?
Duality.
Oh, I thought this was a
Yeah. So
troll for Joel for a second.
I mean, if there is something that created everything, it created both good and bad, because we can see that in our lives. There is good things that happen to human beings. There's bad things. It is the creator that made that. And that creator is alive and living.
Do you like this creator? Like, do you pray
I
to
don't
them?
have to like him, but I have
I'm
to
just
believe
asking
that
if
he
you do.
is.
I'm not asking if you have to. I'm saying, do you?
I do, yeah, I do.
Do you pray to them?
I do.
Do you like worship them?
I do.
The creator that like created cancer, hurricanes, child rape. This is the one that you like?
He did not create. Okay, so
You
let me
just said
tell
he
you something
created
about
everything.
that I believe in, right?
Why do you worship an evil God?
Why do you have to take only the evil part? Why can't you take the good part?
I'll take both, and I'll say, okay, I like the flowers, but I don't like the child grape. So I'm going to choose to not worship you because flowers aren't good enough to cover for the grape.
I mean, if you drink a lot of water, it will kill you. If you eat a lot of food, it will kill you. But you like food, don't you?
I see what you're saying. So like a little bit of child grape is good to you? Like in the right, like the right amount of it?
You're hitting me with all these bad things that maybe happen in human life.
That's what the
but I'll
topic
give you-
is. This
I'll
is what
give
the
you that
topic is
too.
about. We're talking about evil. We're not talking about water and food.
Okay, so because I see where this is, can I take maybe the biblical standpoint? Is that what you want me to do?
I want you to not worship a God that allows for child grape. That's what I want you to do.
If I take a biblical standpoint, I would tell you that God did not do this. All these things that are happening, that is bad. God did not do this. We did it. We had a free of choice to choose him or to choose evil.
What
And
about
what
David?
happened?
What about David's baby? Did David's baby choose his sickness?
David's baby did nothing.
Right. Did he? So did he choose
But-
the sickness? Did he choose the sickness that your God put on him?
No, but
Okay,
God
so-
is in Exodus 34. It says
Bruce,
he
you're
is the God to
yelling.
punish children for their parents' doing.
Even if you say that the baby deserved it because of what his daddy did, because your God is evil and your God will punish children for the sins of their father, that alone, Bruce, makes your God evil.
No,
And Bruce, it explains that your God will pass down diseases to children. You're basically saying, like, in your belief, that if God punishes children for the sins of their parents, God punished the baby, the 7-day-old baby, because David decided to have sex with another man's wife, then when children are born with cancer, it's because of something their parents did. That makes your God evil.
I'll also just add in Ezekiel, it says, the person who sins shall die. A child shall not suffer for the iniquity of a parent, nor a parent suffer for the iniquity of a child. The righteousness of the righteous shall be their own. God is saying here, we don't pass down sins from one generation to another.
That's a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna also
But
read,
to
right?
refer back to Thinker, if he does do this, then fuck him. He's awful and evil.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 7. It said, keep steadfast, love for thou stands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. But he will by no means clear the guilt, visiting iniquity of the fathers of the children and the children, to the third and the fourth generation. This is God's talking from Moses. Moses is talking from God, right? So he was saying that I will punish children.
So who was
because of their
correct,
fathers.
Ezekiel or Moses?
That's where, like, I want maybe like you guys, maybe like your standpoint, right? Because I have my standpoint and I can believe Moses more than Ezekiel.
You just get to pick.
You just get to pick what you believe
So
in.
you pick the one where God is more evil?
No, I pick the God that is jealousy, the God that has morals and
Yeah,
perspective.
the one that
of,
says
like,
your dad fucked up, so fuck you, you get cancer. That's the God you pick?
well,
The God that said enslave other people, that God. The God that told them to go and kill all of the Midianites, kill the little boys who had done nothing because some of the women had sex with Israelite men.
no, but this is
And
the
then
same
and
God.
then and then took little girl virgins and split them up with grown Israelite men, and then 350 of them were sacrificed to him, that God.
What do you like about that so much, Bruce?
It's not that I like. There's some things that God does I don't really like, but it doesn't detect me. It doesn't tell me that I should not believe in Him.
Well, no, but it's not that you believe in him, you worship him.
I have to. He is God.
You don't
And he
have
is-
to be terrible. You can choose to be better.
I mean,
it's
if
in the
I
Bible.
don't worship Him, then
Like,
there's consequences to that. Okay.
You're literally being presented with two different gods, like two different ideas of a God. One from Ezekiel, which isn't that horrible, and then one from Moses, and you're like, I want the one Moses has. You realize
Worship
that?
the better God. What are you doing?
Right.
Because you guys have these weird questions, like you're putting me in a very weird corner, like really weird, and I'm trying to answer you guys, but I don't
Well,
know.
that's just because we're better at debating than you are, and
Yeah,
we know
very
more about the
good.
Bible and the religion than you do, and we also
Yeah.
aren't like don't worship evil deities. I think that is part of it too.
Yeah,
Like we
but-
have respect for human life and for children, and we also just like
And
think about our
so
thoughts
does God.
before we really lay them out completely, and we don't just like utter the first thing that comes to our mind, and so it helps us like form a better opinion, I think, in the end.
But you said that okay, so what do you believe in, Mazo? Let me ask you maybe.
I believe in Thinker. Thinker, what do you believe in?
I believe in Mezzo.
That's circular reasoning, baby. You can't fight it.
Basically, Meso is a thinker. Thinker believes in Meso. So like you worship Meso.
Belief and worship are not the same thing.
I'll give you an honest answer. I believe that raping kids is evil. I believe
No.
that sending people to war is evil. To do shmenicide on other countries is evil. I think slavery is evil. I think worshiping someone who condones any of those things is also evil,
Why do you think God destroyed the city of Sodom and Gomorrah?
because he was evil.
Exactly. So what did he do that? Okay, don't you think there were some innocent people
He said exactly. He said-
don't you think there were some people innocent in that city that just went with the, I mean, there's some people who are actually evil, and they
Whether
needed
they were
some
innocent
discipline.
or not, they don't deserve to be burned to death. That's not a proper punishment for anything.
I mean,
That's unjust punishment.
no, I feel like so you're trying to determine what is just and what is not. Who are you to determine that?
I am the person you just asked. If you want to ask God why he did it, you can ask God. But if you ask me, I'm going to say it's fucking terrible.
What punishment would you give yourself? Maybe say you robbed the bank. What punishment would you give yourself?
What I think should happen, in my ungodly opinion, you give the money back and then you go to jail. Do you agree or disagree?
I
Is this a
agree.
just-
With
is
that
this a good-
concept, yes, I agree. Like if you rob the bank, give the money back, you're going to jail. You gotta pay for your transgression.
Okay, now I'm gonna make this a little bit different. Do you think you deserve
Jail?
to be like lit on fire because your dad did this?
No, absolutely not.
This is what you're signing up for, dude.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with it.
So absolutely not,
disagree.
but I don't just you absolutely just
No,
disagree.
for my personal belief, like from what I feel like it's just, I don't feel like that is just. But God says it is like that, then I'll be like, yeah, sure.
Bruce, you suck.
And we're back with Bad Bible Debates. I should say I'm back because Mr. One-Upmanship, Mezzo One-Upmanships, is outside doing what he described as better graffiti than you could ever do. Okay, great. Like, fine, dude. Fill your boots. You know, I was just trying to encourage everyone to get out of the city, so I graffitied a very hip-hop version of the word hike, because I thought people would be like, hey, let's go for a hike, and then there'd be less cars on the road, which would be easier for me to drive, because I can't drive. We're driving on the wrong side of the road. I can't do it, and I've almost gotten into like 45 accidents right now already, so I did hike. And somebody was like, it looks like herb with an I. And I was just like, no, it's a hike. Anyway, Mezzo's drawing something right now which looks like a butterfly, but like in flight, but their wings are down. Like they're or is it like some sort of a upside down fly or something? Okay, all right, now I can see it. Yeah, it's a penis with a really tiny wiener and giant balls. All right, guys, let's listen to this next Bad Bible Debate. Let's give this one a listen.
BBDs.
Hot Dog, let me ask you this. Why not dump the Bible?
I think that it would be similar to dumping like math books.
What is the value? Like, what in the Bible is so valuable that we need to keep it? I know what's valuable with math. Like, if I have one of these lens caps and I want another one, I know I want two. I just have to add one, right? Like, it's practical, is what I'm trying to say. But what in the Bible is worth keeping?
Yeah, I guess in the same way, like you have a guilty conscience of your sin, you know it's wrong to lie, and still you don't need a Bible to tell you that.
1 + 1 does equal 2, whereas sin is kind of just like a made up thing. It's not anything that's real. It's not like math. It doesn't.
Yikes. Sorry
Can
about
you
that.
turn those? It doesn't really. Oh, fucking! Is this a troll? Because this is way too many sounds. Like, this is a comedic amount of sounds. What are you doing?
Everybody trying to get a hold of me right now for whatever
Why are
reason.
you so fucking popular?
I appreciate the flattery though. I'll take the
No,
flattery.
you're huge. You're really, really popular. You must be so cool.
So you were saying
I was saying that sin is a made up thing. It's not real. Like, unlike math.
to lie is wrong. It is wrong, and I think that's not just subjectively, it is objectively. All of us
Well,
have
that's
this,
not true, though. Like, sometimes lying is, even biblically speaking, objectively good. Like, there were women in Exodus, what are they, midwives, were rewarded for lying to the Pharaoh by God. Do you remember that?
It's an issue. It's a matter of the heart. Like if you don't like if you just simply wrong and you're not trying to be deceitful about it, deceit would be with like a lie would be with
No, but
intent.
these women, these midwives were saying something that wasn't true on purpose. There's a lot of times in the Bible where lying is perfectly fine, even like lying on purpose. Similar to like if you were in Germany during World War II and you had Jewish people hiding under your floorboards, it would be a good thing to lie to the Nazis, right?
I would say that that's right, but it does. My opinion doesn't really make too much of a difference. God would say that liars will not inherit the kingdom of God. Thieves will not
Well,
inherit
no,
the
but
kingdom of God.
he told the midwives to lie and rewarded them for it. So that's just not true. The thing is, there's contradictions there. What I'm trying to get at, Hot Dog, is that you're claiming something, which is that we should look at this book as some sort of objective morality. I'm saying that no, the book doesn't offer us objective morality. We can see exceptions to every single rule, so it's useless. It's a waste of time. So we can just dump it.
You said that you kind of keep on putting me back to like, do we need the book to no, we all know that it's wrong to lie still, and we all know the
Sometimes There's no
Okay,
objective
so you-
morality. Okay, so this is the thing. It sounds like you agree with me. We don't need the book.
We it's in the same way we don't need math books, right?
No, we need math books because they comport with reality, whereas the idea of sin and morality does not comport with reality. Do you think there's objective morality? Should we do that?
Of course, there's objective morality.
Okay, so why don't you show us that? I think morality is subjective. Why don't you prove real quick that morality is objective, and then maybe we do need the book.
Yeah, I guess my proof would be the very evidence that's written on your heart. I hold the position that you know these things are wrong. You suppress that and reject it, and you say no, lying is not wrong.
What am I suppressing? I think that it is always wrong to murder. I think that's wrong. Do you agree?
Well, I mean, yes, of course. I mean, outside of justice, right? But
No, but murder would be like, let's define murder. It'd be unjustified killing, right? So that's one of those things that's written on my heart, as it is written on your heart. We both have murder, unjustified killing is wrong.
Do you recognize that murder is not right? No, it's not right.
I don't think that murder is right. Let's say like unaliving a baby. Like that would always be unjustified. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely.
Now, let me just read you a quick passage here from 1 Samuel 15:3. This is God speaking, and he says, "Now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys." So did God give an immoral command at that time?
Absolutely not. No way.
Well, but you and I both agreed that killing children and infants, or at least infants, is always wrong because it's unjustified killing, it's murder, and that's a moral absolute, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so God commanded people to go and do that. So it sounds like that's an immoral command if objective morality is true.
You're saying because of the unaliving of babies?
Yeah, because we both agreed that was always wrong, remember?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, like, I mean, I guess I'm trying to, like, I guess I'm working with you with your case to say that, hey, well, he's unaliving, or he gave the direction to unalive babies.
You can backpedal.
I don't want to backpedal.
You can say that sometimes it is very good, maybe even necessary, to kill little babies. Would you say that?
You see, for man.
Well, that's what God commanded men to do. These are fully grown adult men with swords. He says, take your swords out. He doesn't go into this detail, but this is the way I think it would have to be. Take your swords out, and when you see a little infant baby, like that, one of those little bodies of a little child, I want you to plunge the sword through the baby. I don't know if they need to lob off the baby's head or just plunge it through the baby's hearts. And you're saying that that's not immoral?
Like, I guess, to who? I would say to me.
To us, yes, it is immoral, absolutely. Right? Like it's absolutely. And since you're someone that believes in moral absolutes, you and I agree that is absolutely morally wrong. So God gave an absolutely morally wrong command to these people.
Wait, so you do recognize that there are moral absolutes? I mean, you do, like, I guess.
I'm saying I'm agreeing with you just for the sake of you saying that you condemn this command that your God gave to do something that's objectively morally wrong. Unless all of a sudden you won't do that and believe in subjective morality where there are double standards and your God can do what he wants. And there's like special circumstances where killing babies is sometimes good. You can do that. It's completely up to you. You're allowed to have a bad opinion.
I don't want to misrepresent you, but I hold the position that you do not subscribe to like or you don't recognize God, or you don't believe in a God. You don't believe in God?
I'm an ex-Christian.
So you don't believe in God, right?
Right.
If there was a God, do you recognize that he would have the authority to do whatever he wants?
He could do immoral things left, right, and center. He could constantly be doing things that are absolutely immoral and evil. Yeah, because he's God. He's the most powerful being. He could be an evil God. And in this case, it looks like he is, based on our morality that we agree, our objective morality that we agreed on. Remember when we agreed on that?
Yeah, but like, so
God is morally wrong. God is morally bankrupt.
Says who?
We do. It's written on our hearts.
For us, yeah.
You and I. It was wrong it's wrong for the Hebrews to do it, and so it must have been wrong that God commanded them to do it. We looked at this and we agreed that this is wrong. and God commanded it, and it's written on our hearts. Just
Okay.
because it's God doesn't make it all of a sudden not objectively wrong unless you don't believe in objective morality. You can concede that there's no objective morality. That's fine. That's scary to me. I thought morality was objective, but you seem to think it's not.
No, he made the decree. He's the Lord of the Sabbath. He made that decree for
The
us.
fact that
and
the fact that he likes Sabbath days does not really come into this. I don't know why you'd mention that.
No, when I say he's the Lord of the Sabbath, I'm saying that he's the Lord of the Sabbath. Like, he makes the rules.
He made the rule and he wrote it on our hearts that it's always wrong to kill little babies, and then he broke the rule, meaning that he broke his objective morality. He did something that was morally wrong.
We can't unalive. He can. He did.
He didn't.
has.
He didn't. The Hebrews did it. I'm
Well,
not talking
under-
about the flood where I'm not saying the flood where he killed all the babies. Perfectly fine. He's allowed to do that. But he told the Hebrews to go do something immoral. Was this not immoral?
Man or God? Because we're different, right?
Man,
Like,
these are men doing this. I honestly don't know where we're lost here. You have two options. You have one option, which is to say this is morally wrong and God commanded something that is morally wrong. Or you could say this is not morally wrong. Sometimes it is not objectively morally wrong to kill babies. Those are your two options. I would choose the one where you condemn God for what he commanded, because that doesn't make you look like a piece of shit. But if you say that sometimes it's good to kill babies, then you look like a piece of shit. So I would go with the first one.
Yeah, it seems as if what you're struggling with is that you're trying to raise your throne above God, just like Satan said.
No, I'm going by the
For
objective
you.
moral
That's for
law
you.
from God. For people, I would think for people, it's objectively moral. If it was just for me, then it is not an absolute. Then it's
Well, for man,
relative.
for man,
Then it's
for man.
subjective. Yes, and these are men. What are you not getting? I'm
That's
starting
right.
to get really frustrated with you because it's
I
like you're
noticed that.
not
I
even
noticed that.
listening.
I'm listening.
I admit that you're taking the piece of shit fuckface route, or be with the rest of us, man. Like, just be on board with us. Like, there's a lot of people here that are just going to be like,
we're used to that.
what's the persecution?
If you must ask, you'll never know.
Hot dog, am I persecuting you because I want you to say that it's always wrong to kill babies? Is that a persecution of a Christian? Because if it is, it's a fucking problem for Christianity.
Can you add diggity, like hot diggity dog, when you say hot dog?
All right, so you're done, right? Why don't you pick one? Why don't you pick either it is sometimes good to kill babies or God gave a bad command? Which one will it be? God gave a good command, and that command was to kill a bunch of babies, and that was a good command. Sometimes it's a good thing to kill babies. That's just logical.
Whatever he says, is good. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
You struggle with the
Just say, hi, I'm Hot Dog. I'm a Christian.
Hot
I
diggity
believe
dog.
in love, and
Hot
that
diggity
love
dog.
leads me to say that sometimes it is good to kill babies. When you say
God can
that?
do what he wants. Amen.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit. All right, guys, we got our first piece of shit, fuckface Christian, who unfortunately believes so much in the Bible and the objective morality therein that he can't say that it's always wrong to unalive little babies. That's weird. That's really, really weird. It doesn't ever get less weird. BPDs.
Stuff doesn't come off your hands. Oh, fuck. I got it in my eye. Hey, have you listeners at home seen Joel? Oh, he's out the window again. What's he doing? He's erasing my butterfly. What the hell, man? You can write herb, but I can't draw a fucking nice, beautiful butterfly? This is crazy. You know what? I gotta get back at him, and I know exactly how to get back at him. I'm gonna trick this next Christian into saying that she thinks Joel is what helps her stay being a Christian. Oh, he's gonna hate this.
Oh, BBDs.
I'm so glad you're here. You're probably going to be our last guest because I'm going to have to get going. So we have 16 minutes. Is that enough time to convince me why I should believe in God?
My job is never to convince you of anything. That is a harp thing. I'm a firm believer that the two testaments, even though they are in the same book, they are yet different. The Old Testament is a lot of laws, a lot of legalism, a lot of you can't do this, a lot of you shouldn't do this, a lot of this. But in the New Testament, Jesus makes it very clear that this is not a law issue. This is a heart issue. So,
Okay. I don't think most of the stuff happened in either of them. I kind of think that like a lot of the stuff in the Old Testament is made up, and I think in the New Testament a lot of stuff is made up, and some of it's probably not. So yeah, it doesn't seem that different to me. Obviously, like
Can
the
I ask
old,
you why you feel that way?
I guess just the way it's written, like it's written like mythology. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I do.
Obviously, the Old Testament God is a fucking mess. Like he's just like a disaster for Christianity. Like, and then when you go to Jesus, it's like, okay, this is better. This is closer. It's still not perfect, and there aren't some of these rules that there should be if he's all good. And then also just this, like he lied. Like he said stuff that's not true. Even if I did believe this Bible was true, he lied in it, and so now he's a liar. But I don't think that like he walked on water or any of this stuff. So it's also unconvincing, you know? So
I want to know where you believe God lied.
oh, okay, sure.
I want to
Yeah.
know that specific story of where you believe he lied.
One of the big ones is when he's like talking to the disciples. They're like, when are you going to come back? Like, when is the second judgment that you're talking about, this return? Like they're asking like, when's the apocalypse? When's the rapture happening and all that stuff, you know? They don't use the word apocalypse, but like, when is that? When's the end?
Rapture, the Battle of Armageddon,
Yeah. They're like, when's that? And he says, surely, like, verily I tell you. You know, sometimes he does parables, and then when he says, no, this is real. Like, I'm being true with you right now. It'll be within some of your lifetimes. Some of you here around this conversation will still be alive when I come back. Some of you won't, but some of you will, which means within 50 years or something like that. So that didn't happen. You know, maybe he just made a bad guess and then they missed it.
I mean, there's theories going around about our boy John. And if you actually look, he also told John, after he came back from the resurrection, you might not see death till you see me again, even though your brother right here, you're going to get martyred, but you won't see death until you see me twice.
So look what you have to do in order to try to make Jesus correct. You have to make a man live for 2,000 years. And not only that, but secretly hiding, you know, somewhere where we can't find him. When we talk about mental gymnastics, you're getting a Simone Biles gold medal here. This is wild.
True. But no, I believe he's speaking of John. And because if we actually continue the story and we see how every disciple gets martyred, how they get killed in the name of Jesus, we look at John, and he's Roman. He was in Rome, and they boiled him, and he did not die. They tried to poison him. He did not die. They had to extradite him to, what island was that? Papados? It even says, well, why does it say he's going to live forever? That was actually a rumor around Israel at that time, that Jesus spoke that this man, John, will live forever, but nobody else. And when they captured John, they tried to kill John 3 times, and he could not die. That's why he got...
So this is what Jesus did when they said, when is this happening? He said, surely some of you, he just meant one of you, and will be alive when I come. But it was a trick. He was confusing them because they were thinking, oh, that means it's going to be soon. But it was sort of a trick, because he actually meant it's going to be really long. I tricked them to think it's going to be soon, but this guy's going to live forever. So it's never going to happen.
Have you ever seen the movie Narnia?
Yeah, but do you want to respond to what I just said?
Yes, I am. But it has to do with Narnia a little
Is this
bit.
going to be a trick?
It's not. I'm not a
I
trickster.
get it, because I just said it
promise
was a
you.
trick, so you're going to do a trick. Okay.
I promise you, I'm not a trickster. But
That's what
I just try to make it
tricksters say.
relatable. They were able to raise a battle, do all these things, but the minute they came out that wardrobe, they were where? They were stuck in the same time. They were back young. The Bible is kind of the same way. A thousand years
I think
to
it's
us down
exactly
here.
the same way. Like when you hear that happened in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, you go, yeah, that's a cool story, but it's obviously fake because that can't happen. And I think the same thing with the Bible. This is dope. Maybe like that someone could live forever, and so that's cool.
I mean,
that means that Jesus will never return, right? But that's fake, unfortunately, right? Which is obviously fiction.
And I feel like, especially in the times we're living in now, I believe Jesus is on his way back any minute, any time. The world is going
no,
to
he's
chaos.
not.
The world is going
John-
to shambles.
Is
The
John
book
going to
speaks
live
to it.
forever?
John lived until he saw Christ again. He saw Jesus again. Jesus came back to him and delivered him the book of Revelations. That's how we got the book of Revelations. He died after that.
John the Beloved is never going to die, right?
He died after the second coming of Christ. He saw Jesus twice. After his vision, Jesus
The John
came
that
to
you
him.
think is still alive today, which John is that?
That's John the Beloved.
Yeah, so he's still alive today?
No, again, we have to go back to what Jesus says. He said, if this man won't die until I come back. Jesus came back to him. Jesus touched this
Oh, a
earth and
bunch
came
of them
back
were
for
alive
John.
for that part. That's not what he was talking about.
Everybody was dead. Everybody was dead. Nobody was alive.
When he resurrected 3 days later,
Yes.
they were all dead.
No. What, you're confusing me. 3 days later, everybody was alive. Everybody got together. You understand, right? Woo. Into those 40 days, he was still on this earth. He had that conversation saying, like, you're going to die, but you're going to live. Woo. Years later, I can't give you an exact number. I'm sorry. But everybody was dead. They all got martyred. Every single disciple was killed.
Except John the Beloved.
Except John the Beloved.
And Jesus came to him.
And gave him the book of Revelation.
And it wasn't a vision. He actually came.
He came, yeah. He was there.
So that was the second coming of Christ, so he's not coming again? We missed it. It says, the revelation of Jesus Christ. That's what you're talking about, which God gave him to show his servants. You're right. What must soon take place. And he made it known by sending his angel to his servant John. Oh, it says he sent his angel, who testified to the word of God and to the testimony of Jesus Christ, even though I saw. So that's wrong, what you said here, because it says in the Bible that he sent an angel to do it. Let's check the other one. I have another Bible. This one's King James, and the other one's the Holy Bible, I think. Revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, and shew unto him his servants things which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Yeah, so it's also coming from an angel in these. So it's not Jesus coming. Unless, is this maybe a typo? This could be like a...
I'll never give the book a typo. I'll take an L before I say the book ever lied.
Okay.
But can I just say one thing before?
Please, please play something, and I hope it's like I don't believe in God anymore. You've convinced me, and we're moving on.
I want to let everybody in this chat know that Jesus is on his way back. He is coming back, regardless if we can see it, believe it, look at it.
Can I make one request, Shaniqua, before we go here?
Of course.
I'm looking in the book of Joel here. Have you read Joel?
I know it a little bit, but...
Well, I'm just saying, like, it says something like, God's Spirit is being poured out, and he's responding and making promises. So would you say that Joel keeps you being a Christian?
What keeps me personally being a Christian is, I would be very general with it.
I just really wanted to be specific to this one book of the Bible. If you could say, like, like maybe I could read you some Joel, and you can say, when I listen to Joel, it makes me believe the Bible's true. Okay. Yet even now, says the Lord, return to me with all your heart, with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. Rend your hearts and not your clothing. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful. So would you be willing to say, Joel makes me want to be a Christian?
Yes, because I believe this world is going to be...
Can you just say it for me?
I say yes. Yes.
No, can you repeat it back for me?
The scripture?
No, just Joel makes me want to be a Christian.
Oh, yeah, Joel, he can make me want to be a Christian. Yeah.
Okay. I think we got enough. Okay. Hey, finally both here.
Oh, there you are. Finally, let's do the outro.
Yep, take it away, buddy.
Well, that's it from us. I'm Joel.
I'm Mezzo.
And I'm Joel. And just make sure you follow Bad Bible Debates wherever good podcasts are sold.
Yeah, or wherever you normally hijack them from.
And if you can, like it or leave a comment or anything on whatever platform you're using, please do that too.
That's right, buddy. And be sure to follow me on YouTube and TikTok. That's where we record all of these lives from. So if you want to catch the whole thing live, we got a lot of stuff going on over there.
We're always going live on TikTok and on YouTube. So yeah, definitely follow Mezzo there. And also, hey, look, follow me on TikTok, Joel Reads Bible, or subscribe on YouTube at Joel Reads Bible.
Oh, right. I guess I should say my handle is Mezzo_WS. That's pretty much the same on everything.
That's it from us for now. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Bad Bible Debates.
Dude, I think that went really well.
Actually, you know what? I think that was one of our best.
Oh, I wouldn't say best. It was okay.
No, I'm not joking.
I really liked your part.
You're so hard on yourself. Just listen closer to mine and maybe you'll get it. I think eventually you will get it. Baby.